Hi, Kali, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me
Uh,
too?
Yes, yes. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me help you to understand about what we did in our previous class. So actually, this is, I think, day two. In the day one, we haven't discussed anything. We just discussed about the roadmap. What are the points that we are going to cover? And in previous class, in last class, what we did, we are trying to set up AVD host pool, right? So basically the AVD training is categorized in four different part: network, Azure storage, Azure, you can say that intra ID and host pool. Means our responsibility, we should know about the content related to the networking and about the storage part. You should know about the concept of Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Azure AVD host pool.
So looking into your videos, sir, I have learned everything on this. So
Great.
that's not going to be a problem, sir.
Fine, great, great. So we have Naveen with us. So he had much experience in IT, like he know very well about the domain controller. Good with the networking component, like as a IP management or network device management. So I think we'll start together. Will make it more attractive because you guys have experience, so you can ask lots of questions related to the real scenario. I can prepare my own notes as well because I have multiple project based on the AVD. So I'll share the project with you guys as well, that you can perform your own task. And
Sure thing,
again,
sir.
just wanted to clear that out. You must need to perform the practical, because without practical, only with the help of videos, only by attending the live classes, I don't think you are able to understand about the client's ticket. So you must need to resolve, you must need to set up your own environment. And about the practical, I can share the practical with you. Clear? Great. So this is our
Yes, sir.
agenda, because we are trying to set up a one AVD host pool. Once our AVD host pool ready to use, I'll start from the very basic again. We'll start from the networking. We'll try to understand about the role and activity that performed by the network, how to set up VNet, how to establish virtual network, means VNet pairing, the setup of VPN if you establish on-premises ADDS, and how to synchronize the users, and how we can use the on-premises Active up our environment. We are trying to set up our AVD host pool. So in our AVD host pool, in previous class, in last class, we created, I think, one VNet, right? And the VNet also contain one subnet, you can say that, which is considered as a VM subnet or domain subnet. The network that we use to create our VNet is started from 192.168.1.0/25. This is the CIDR value. And in the CIDR value, we divided, we use the entire CIDR value to set up our virtual subnet. In the virtual subnet, we already set up one domain based on server 2016, right? And in server 2016, we have already installed one domain with name of teachmecloud.net. This is the domain controller that we established. And in the domain, we created 3 to 4 different types of users. The users are telnet. We establish a user with name of, I think, Tata. We establish a user with name of GCP. 3 different users we establish in our domain controller. Second important part, I think the telnet, we make it as a
Domain. Mhm.
administrator, right? We assign
Yes.
multiple delegation services. The delegation, we make it enterprise admin. We make it a schema administrator, which is really important. These all are a small part you must need to keep in your mind. Group policy creator. These all are the delegation services that you need to add. And the last one is domain administrator. Because while set up our AVD host pool, will utilize our telnet user. These all are the points that we completed. And we also configure the DNS. We successfully configured DNS in virtual machine network, in VM network, and VNet DNS as well. Next, another important part, what we did, created Windows 10 based machine, Windows 10 multi-session VM, and we successfully converted into the gold image, capture and make it converted into the gold image. One more point just wanted to add, the task that we completed, synchronize all users to Microsoft Intra ID. These all are the points that we have already completed. Just wanted to ask few questions to understand about your um, to understand about your compatibility with these points. Yeah, Kali, please.
So what is gold image
Gold image, you can say that master copy of our virtual machine.
and what is it required for, sir?
Okay, if we talk about the work of our AVD, right? If we talk about the work of our Azure Virtual Desktop, this is AVD host pool, AVD host pool. And in AVD host pool, we are responsible to create one virtual machine. This is the VM based on 10 or 11. And multiple users can access same virtual machine at the same time. Is that correct? User 1, user
Yes,
2,
sir.
user 3. And these all are responsible to take the virtual machine's RDP and they are able to access it immediately. All right. And now
Yes, sir.
think about, in this particular virtual machine, organization want to install their own application. Organization need to update the application in this particular machine, update the patches in this particular machine. So what you need to do, I don't want to disturb the existing virtual machine that taken by the users. So what you need to do, you need to create one template, or you can say that gold image.
So
Every
this is
time
the
you need
ARM.
to, sorry,
Is this the ARM template you're talking about?
no. Template is means master copy, like as a clone. Clone is a single copy of your virtual machine, and template is the master copy of your virtual machine.
Okay.
Every time, whenever you need to create new virtual machine in in your AVD host pool, do not create virtual machine by selecting the option which are available in Azure Marketplace. You always create your virtual machine by selecting your own golden image that you created, because your virtual machine already contain multiple software and those software required for organization.
Yes, sir.
So golden image is a master copy of our virtual machine. We need to set up golden image only for the virtual machines creation in our AVD host pool. It is applicable for patching. It is applicable to modify any existing application. It is applicable to modify any kind of driver or software that client want to install in their virtual machines. In AVD, we always create our virtual machine by selecting the option of golden image. Do not create your virtual machine by selecting the feature of or by selecting the operating system which are available in the marketplace. All right.
Sure, sir. So one question, will you be providing notes for the same or should we take the notes?
I'll give you all the things, like I'll share you the OneNote in PDF format. I'll share the what we can say that PDF book for AVD, and you will get all the recording every day. The session,
Yes.
I also restarted the recording, so you can just you will get the recording, but make sure you are not going to upload your recording on any social media platform, guys, please.
No, sir.
Right, it
Sure.
is you, it is applicable for you, you can use it, you can put in your hard drive. That's why I'm not going to upload on any LMS or website, because you can access this recording on offline mode as well. All good.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
Great. So meanwhile, I'm just going back to the portal, but before that, just wanted to ask few questions. Naveen, can you please help me to understand about the agenda? Which tool or how we can synchronize our users from on-premises AD to Azure AD? What
through
are
the
the
interconnect.
what are the prerequisites?
Sorry, can you come again with the question? How we can actually sync in between the ADDS to the Entra ID?
Correct, correct.
So we have actually installed the Entra. So before we actually had Azure Connect, which is now the Entra Connect. So we have installed that on the on-prem server in the
Hmm.
2016, and we have used your domain which you already had the to actually link it up. Once you have actually linked it up, we have synced it across from there.
No, what are the prerequisites? What are the prerequisites that we need to keep in our mind to synchronize the users? I'm new in case of AD management. I established my AD server or AD service in server 2016 and created multiple user. And now I'm planning to synchronize all the user with Microsoft Intra ID or Azure Active Directory. So what are the prerequisite?
Very importantly, we actually have to make sure that the one of those users actually have the domain access as well, domain admin access
Hmm.
to provide it. We need to make sure that the proper internet subnet and everything are actually given
Correct.
to link it, and then use the Intra Connect to enable the link in between them.
Fine. Great. Kali, do you want to add something like about the synchronizing users from
So,
AD to Azure AD?
I believe also for the Azure AD server, what we have set up, we need to configure the IAM as well to add those users and they can get synchronized or log on to the servers.
I am.
I mean, adding those users to the in order to access that server, the
Hmm.
user must have some privileges.
It's not required for every user. It is applicable for only single user that you are going to use to set up your AVD host pool. No need to assign the role to all the users which are available in AD. It
So
is
generally,
applicable
sir,
for only single user.
if I'm talking about a domain, so this domain which we have created, like Windows Server 2016. And
Mm-hmm.
in order to access that server, generally what we created a local admin that can access. But apart from that, if we are talking about those users which are created on Microsoft Entra ID, if they want to access, we need to provide the access to that server. So that's the reason I am thinking of adding IAM.
Okay, so okay. Let me give you one more chance to understand about the question what I'm looking basically. For example, this is our on-premises domain, right? This is our Windows Server 2016 based machine or 2019. This is our on-premises machine. And I have already established one domain service, teachmecloud.net, for example. This is our domain, and in our domain machine, I have already created multiple users. The username is telnet, username is GCP, username is Tata, username is AWS, right? Four different users we establish on on-premises AD. And this is my Azure portal. Over Azure portal, you know that we are able to find one option, Microsoft Intra ID. Is that correct?
Yes, before
I,
it was active Azure Active Directory, I believe.
yep, which is previously it is considered as a Azure AD. So my agenda is I'm looking for I need to synchronize. I want to synchronize all the users which are available on on-premises. I want to synchronize Telnet user to our portal, GCP user, and Tata user. So I wanted to know about the gap between means the options are the prerequisite that we need to keep in our mind to synchronize these users to our Microsoft Intra admin portal.
Oh, okay. So I think we need to configure the network configurations in order to communicate between the two resources.
Mhm.
Second would be, I think, Azure AD Connect, the tool.
The tool required. Okay.
Uh, I think that's all I believe. And need to be the domain join.
Domain, yeah, already installed the domain. Domain services
Yeah.
is running properly. Means that's why we are able to create the users. Domain
Yes,
is
sir.
working properly.
I think
Naveen,
that's
do
what.
you want to add something?
Provide access to one of the users as a domain admin so he can actually link both those together.
Global admin,
Correct.
Yep,
not
Yes, sir.
global admin access.
only the basic requirement prerequisite that we need to know about in our Azure portal. Basic steps required: create user, create user, and make it member of global administrator. Right? You need to create user and make it member of global administrator. All right. And by using the same user, we are able to synchronize on-premises users. The local AD and minimum 25 Mbps of internet speed. That's it. Fine. Okay, do one thing. Firstly, we just need to set up our AVD host pool, and after that, we'll discuss about deeply. We'll discuss about the options which are available on AD network and all. So let me show you the portal. This is our domain controller that we established in virtual machine. This is our Azure portal. Let me open VNet part and Microsoft Intra admin part as well. Open virtual network and open Microsoft Intra ID. In the virtual network, this is our VNet that we created AVD VNet. And the address space I used 192.168.1.0/25. One subnet is available. The subnet name is domain subnet, and we are able to find up to 56, 7 different IP address remaining available. 192.168.1.0/26 means we have a remaining 64 IP address that we'll use for the VPN services. Second important part, I have already configured the DNS, prefer an alternate DNS 192.168.1.4 and 8.8.8. 1.4 is the IP address of our virtual machine. Those virtual machine we added, those virtual machine we access with the help of RDP. And if you go through and if you check the private IP address, we are able to find 192.168.1.4. This is the private IP address of our virtual machine, our domain controller. As it is in the virtual machines properties, right? In the virtual machines properties, open network setting. Under the network setting, select your virtual machine NIC card. And under the NIC card, we are able to find DNS 192.168.1.4 and 8.8.8. So we successfully assign the prefer and alternate DNS IP address to our VNet, and same prefer and alternate DNS we can we also configured in our um, the virtual network environment. So everything is okay. Back to the AVD, back to the active services. Open users, and in the users we are able to find all the users that I created in the backend of Active Directory. So we are able to synchronize these users to Microsoft Intra ID or Microsoft Azure Active Directory. Demo, this is the user which is belongs to portal. GCP user, Tata and Telnet, three different users that I created in on-premises domain. Open Server Manager dashboard, go to the tools, Active Directory user and computers, and let me give you the information about the users that I created: GCP user, Tata user, and Telnet user. Three different users we established in our on-premises AD. And we already decided Telnet is responsible to take care AVD host pool. That's why I added multiple, I delegate this user for the multiple tasks: domain admin, enterprise admin, group policy creator owner, and schema administrator. Because the same user I'm going to use, yes, the same user I'm going to use to synchronize, I'm going to create Azure Virtual Desktop host pool, AVD host pool. Everyone, please confirm if you're able to understand
Yep.
about, because if you are able to set up your AVD host pool on first attempt, 40% troubleshooting you can immediately handle for your client. So the first agenda for every Azure Virtual Desktop engineer should know about the prerequisites, should know about the steps that required to establish our Azure Virtual Desktop. All right.
Yes, sir. So for me, actually, I have created an infrastructure based on your videos only.
Hmm.
But when I'm taking on this properties of that user, I couldn't see that I'm added to the domain admin, but I am able to perform rest of the things. When I'm looking into the member of it, the adding users, the add option is not highlighted for me as well.
Add the user in the server you're talking about, the in the domain
Yes, sir.
controller.
Yes, sir.
So you created your, actually, see, let me help you to understand about. Um, we can create our Azure Virtual Desktop by using three different types of domain.
Mhm.
Okay. First domain you can create with the help of virtual machine. It will help you to set up our AVD host pool. Second domain you need to establish on on-premises. I'm talking about the local computer, the on-premises machine, physical machine that you are using your at your office. You can use the same domain to establish AVD host pool. And third, we can also set up our domain controller using the PaaS services, Azure PaaS services. In Azure AD PaaS, no, you are not authorized to create any single user account. It would be grayed out because the PaaS service always handle the user from Azure Active Directory or Microsoft Intra ID. Azure AD domain services. So can you please confirm, are you established your domain controller by using this domain by
Exactly, sir.
using, हाँ तो
Yes.
यहाँ पे you are unable to do that. You are not authorized to create
Oh,
it. You need to create
okay.
user in Microsoft Intra ID and the same user you will get in this particular panel. This is PaaS
Okay.
service.
Oh, okay, okay. So then I can bring, I mean, like we can discuss this offline, sir. Then I have done some mistake. All right, sir.
No,
You can
no
continue.
problem. No worry about it. You just need to attend at least the 5 to 6 different classes, and after that, you will be the confidence related to the activity of AVD, and you are able to resolve any kind of project related to the Azure Virtual Desktop.
Sure thing, sir. Thank you.
Mhm. All good, guys. Please let me know if you have any question, like if you feel like any doubt.
I'm good, sir.
All good.
Great. Fine. So we successfully synchronize the user. And one more point. Final step, also want to show you the gold image. How we can find the gold image? We just need to open our Azure portal and AVD, one more wizard I wanted to open. You just need to open marketplace, right? We have a multiple way to access our gold image that we created. We just need to open marketplace. Under the marketplace, it will help you to understand lots of services are available. So our responsibility, we just need to click on compute panel. Under the compute, we are able to find the images, right? We are able to find the virtual machines images. Or you just need to click on image, open it. We establish our image based on shared, right? So whenever we establish, let me check if we are able to find here private marketplace. No, we haven't added anything in market. Our while creating our virtual machine, it will give us option. Unfortunately, we are unable to find the.
Sir, if we go to the subscription, or to the primary subscription, and we go to preview features, there we think we can enable the private options on the same.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, actually, you can also find it. Let me give you. You just need to open your containers, the container that you are using. So in our case, we are using the container of AVD class. So click on the all resources, or just need to click on resource group. Under the resource group, first AVD class. Under the AVD class, we just need to open, and multiple options are
Golden,
available. So the image that we created with name of, I think,
gold,
this one.
gold domain, demo gold.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the image that I created, and by using this particular image, you can create VMSs, means bulk virtual machine, VMSs, virtual machine scale set, and you can create single virtual machines as well. So it's fully depend upon you, and with the help of this particular image, we can establish our Azure Virtual Desktop. Everything is okay, all set. We successfully fulfill the prerequisites, right? We successfully fulfill the prerequisite. We establish our domain controller. We set up our VNet, we establish our DNS services, we synchronize the user to Active Directory, and everything is fine. And now we are on page of last step. We can directly create our virtual machine in our Azure Virtual Desktop. So can I create a AVD and discuss more about the complete setup?
Sure.
Sure, sir.
Okay, so fine. So I'm going to open AVD. Just need to open AVD Azure Virtual Desktop. And in the let me create first, and after that we'll discuss about the different types of the options which are available in Azure Virtual Desktop. Create host pool. You must need to select your own host container, the resource group. Type the name of your host pool, class host. Central US is our location because all the resources are running in Central US. I don't want to provide the validation environment because we are not going to use any kind of Intune right now. We'll use the Intune and discuss about the validation part. Preferred application group desktop. Yes, in starting, I'm going to set up our virtual machine using the desktop connection, and host pool type personal and pooled. Two different types of host pool you can create. Personal in the sense dedicated. Like you don't want to assign your virtual machine to any other user. Means only one user applicable to access your virtual machine at the same time. But if we talk about the pooled, as per the name suggests, the meaning of pooled, uh, multiple virtual machine, multiple users can access the same virtual machine. In the type of load balancing algorithm, it is categorized in two different part: breadth first and depth first. So you should know about the gap. We'll discuss deeply. Naveen, please go ahead.
So we are creating the host pool here, but when we have actually selected as pooled or personal,
Mhm.
so does the whole uh, pool itself actually becomes as a personal in the becomes a personal, or inside the host pool, each VM becomes like a personal to a user?
Okay, so in this case, as per the name suggests, it will make the personal for entire pool, not for virtual machine.
Okay.
If the container is shared, if the container is shared, or if the container is for individual or dedicated, definitely the product of the container, the component of the container automatically become the part as a container.
Yeah. Now,
Act
the
as
reason
a
why I
container.
actually asked is, in our previous discussion yesterday,
Mhm.
in one of those circumstances where they have three different types of host pools, and one of those host pools, so all three, once a VM is actually created, it kind of actually becomes like a personal VM for them. It doesn't actually, so it always pulls up the same virtual machine
Mhm.
for the user. So
Correct,
that is
correct.
why I asked. So in this particular case, if we actually select that as, so we can put it up as pooled now here, but later on when actually creating it, we can actually put it up like a, a personal, is it? Or we can change it as a personal here itself.
No, so personal in the sense means you are trying to set up your virtual machine for the dedicated.
Yes.
No one can access it. No one can access your
No one
virtual
other than
machine.
that
No,
user will be able
right.
to access that. and any new virtual machine will be dedicated to the next person
Next
who it
person,
is assigned to.
yes. If you want to set up it, you need to, if you want to create like as a setup, like as you wanted to share the services for share the virtual machine for multiple user at the same time, that time you must need to create your AVD host pool by selecting the feature of pooled.
Okay.
All good.
Yep.
Fine. So everything is okay. Let me proceed. Central use is on location, breadth first, and depth first. I'm ready to create virtual machine by selecting the feature of breadth first and maximum session. Okay. Let me proceed with three. The maximum session. How many users can access your virtual machine at the same time? I wanted to start from the three, but later on we'll change it.
Sure.
Next, this is the another panel related to the virtual machine. So we should know about how many virtual machines we are trying to set up, how many virtual machine you want to establish to manage our environment, how many virtual machines you wanted to establish for AVD host pool. So I wanted to create only one virtual machine, means single virtual machine responsible to handle by multiple users. Prefixes, type any name, host, Azure virtual machine, and HCI, we don't have any physical hardware, so that's why I'm going to proceed with virtual machine management. Central US is our location. I don't want to configure any kind of failover. The golden image that we established based on a standard, so that's why you need to also select the standard version. And in the image, I wanted to create my virtual machine by selecting our own golden image that we created.
Yep.
So this is the panel. Multiple options are available, my image and shared image. So I created a golden image that we discussed with name of Gold VM, and which is available in demo gold. The gallery name is demo gold. Let me select it, and we successfully selected. How, what are the configuration that you decided?
Looks like he has a question.
Yep.
So actually, I have a question regarding the number of VMs when we are going to create. Instead of putting it one, if I put two, then two VMs will be created on the gold image, right?
Gold, by using the gold image, you can create thousands of virtual machine. It will not impact. Basically, the virtual machine is a separate part, and golden image is a type of operating system that you are going to install in your virtual machine in our hardware.
No, no, sir, I got it. But if I'm
Mhm,
taking this gold image as a image and number
mhm.
of VM, instead of one, I'm putting it two. So the gold image will get deployed into two virtual machines.
At the same
Correct?
time, yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Now, sir, the same thing, if I'm deploying it on two VMs, when I'm using the session desktop through the URL, I'm only getting listed out only one VM, sir. The two VM should get displayed, right?
Correct. The entire two virtual machine can divide the workload for multiple session that you decided.
But why one is only getting displayed?
Only one is getting display where?
On the URL, sir, the WBD URL access from where we access this VM.
No, 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 no. Actually, the all virtual machines are available in same cluster. So they give us information about the cluster, not only specific virtual machine.
Oh, okay, okay,
You're
okay,
talking
sir.
about whenever you try to access your virtual machine, it give you the detail of workspace. I don't
Yes,
think
sir.
it will give you the virtual machine detail. You are getting the workspace detail,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right? Any name that you decided. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
the configuration for three different user, because I'm not going to install any kind of third party application. So I think 2 core processor, 8 GB RAM is enough.
Yeah.
So I wanted to proceed with this and only
And
one virtual. Yeah.
Quick one here, probably in regards to the virtual machine sizes as well. So depending upon changing of the CPUs and the memory RAM and everything as well, the price and configuration of the virtual machine also changes, isn't it?
Yeah.
And depending upon what type of, so as we have here considered as a D2AS uh, configuration, so the power and the requirement is different, the pricing is different. So it totally depends upon which one we select and what we actually use. Let's for that host pool.
Right. So in this case, like as mostly in most of cases, our client will give us the information about the configuration. Maybe because you know that client most of client don't know about the technical don't they are not technically strong, so you are responsible to consultant them. So the selection of virtual machines configuration, you need to discuss with your client and ask few questions related to the utilization, means the purpose to set up their the purpose to set up AVD first, and what types of software they are going to use in our virtual machine. According to that, you need to decide the configuration. According to that, you need to decide the types of virtual machine for your types of configuration you need to decide for the virtual machines that you are going to create in our AVT, right?
Sure.
Yes.
And we'll discuss separately about the pricing, because the breadth first and depth first can also help us to reduce the cost. The two algorithm for the load balancer can also help us to what we can say that can also help us to um, manage the pricing related to our resources, or to manage the pricing related to our virtual machines. Anyway, for now I'm going to proceed with one virtual machine. No need to do anything. I wanted to use SSD hard drive to set up our virtual machine. If you good with that, I think that's for better speed. You need to proceed with premium SSD. Network, the VNet that you created, AVD VNet, and subnet, domain subnet automatically picked by our subnet part. And this is the panel. We have a two different way to set up our AVD host pool. One is Active Directory and second is Microsoft Intra ID. So yes, I wanted to set up. We already established our domain controller with name of teachmecloud.net.in, and we need to provide the details of our user that you make it as a global that you make it as a enterprise. But
Uh, Quick one there, Manjit. So as we have already linked up using the interconnect and everything, and the users also synced up, can we actually use here uh, using the enter ID instead?
Mhm.
Because I'm just asking in regards to a scenario because you know how the configuration manager, sorry, not the SCM is day by day, it is like living on the last lifeline nowadays, and everything's actually most of the organizations are moving on to the Entra ID,
Correct.
the cloud base.
Correct.
So in this particular scenario, consider we get this opportunity to when the whole setup is actually being done, and the client actually comes and says, "Hey, my so at a future scenario, we're going to do this. So why not get this set up from the initial stage so that everything's initially configured and not much of needs to be taken over from that time. So can we go ahead and use the enter ID now instead?
You want to set up your AVD host pool directly with the users that available in Intra ID, right?
Yes.
Not possible.
So,
Okay.
sir, same question, sir. Like if we are adding a Entra ID and
Hmm.
if we provide a global administrator and those privileges to the Entra ID user, will that
Hmm.
be possible to manage the domain?
No. Right.
Not use.
Just wanted to clear the doubt. Like why we are unable to manage our AVD host pool or virtual machines which are available in AVD with the help of Microsoft Intra ID users only. Suppose that. I'm going to create one AVD host pool by using the user that I created in our Microsoft Intra ID. And unfortunately, I'm able to create the AVD host pool. Everything is okay, working properly. Fine. I'm able to access the virtual machines RDP by using the Microsoft Intra ID user. Everything is going smooth. You know that you are also responsible to apply GPU.
Yep.
You are also responsible to save the profile data of all the users. I'm talking about the FS logics.
Yep.
You are responsible to deploy application to all the users at the same time. You need to customize the application for the specific user. I'm talking about the MSIX package.
Yep.
You are not able to set up GPU. You are not able to deploy um, what we can say FS logics, right? You cannot perform the task related to the any kind of activity that performed by the ADDS. Microsoft Intra ID and ADDS both are totally different to each other. That is why ADDS is mandatory. No matter you are going to set up your ADDS by using Azure Virtual Machine, you want to set up your ADDS by using on-premises server machine, or you are trying to set up your ADDS service by using Azure PaaS services. You must need to involve at least one domain controller to manage and control the features related to the AVD host pool. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to add one more point. Everything is okay, but we are not authorized to set up our AVD host pool because what we did by mistake, or you can say that to add one more part in our practical. Let me help you. The domain controller that I established, that I customized with our Azure portal, how many domains we are able to find?
The custom domains, I actually have three, but one is the teach me cloud one, cloud.in one. That's the one which we made a mistake.
The domain that I added in our Azure portal from GoDaddy is
Teach me
teachmecloud.in,
cloud.in.
right? And the domain that I established in our virtual machine is teachmecloud.net.
Yeah.
The UPN suffix of our users are not matching with Azure.
Yep.
So my simple question, if the UPN suffix are not matching with our on-premises domain to AV to Azure Active Directory, in this case, are we able to synchronize the users?
So can we actually use it as an alias? Create this as an alias and link it up.
Alias where we need to create the alias on Azure portal or on-premises?
So one second.
So I think that is not necessary that if the suffix is ending with .in or .net, any users can get added to it.
Means we are able to synchronize the user no matter your UPN suffix is not matching to each other.
Right.
Correct?
Mhm.
But yes, we are able to do that. We can do that. Even we already synchronized. See, the users that we established on on-premises with name of GCP, with name of Tata, with name of Telnet, we created three different users on on-premises and we are able to synchronize it.
Correct.
All the users are available over a portal, but unfortunately, see the last name.
They actually have on Microsoft.com
I don't want to
instead
utilize
of teach
no
me dot.
right. No one can use the Microsoft related domain with their employees mail ID, with their employees user ID. All right.
Correct.
So to resolve these issues, we have a one more option: alternate UPN suffix. Have you idea about alternate UPN suffix?
Generally, when an ID get created, there are alternative VPN we can use to sign in into the portals,
Correct.
so that we can use that.
No, where we can configure alternate UPN suffix.
Not too sure the options where it is available.
Okay. So do one thing. What you need to do, identify the domain that you have. We have a domain with name of teachmecloud.in. And unfortunately, the domain that we established on on-premises is associated with .NET. I wanted to
Yeah, I
change
think.
it.
Yeah, I think on this Active Directory users only there is the options where we can do it. Basically,
Correct.
going to the Active Directory domain address and then choose the property with the VPN suffix tag.
Right. You just need to open Active Directory domain and trust and right click on this particular option. Go to the properties. It gives us alternative UPN suffix. So here we need to type teachmecloud.in because the .in domain that we purchased already purchased from GoDaddy and associated with our 365, sorry, Azure portal. Add it, apply it, and OK it. One more task you need to add. You need to synchronize it. So I know in the CLI we are able to synchronize, but it will take time. So that is why I'm going to synchronize it manually. Open this particular link, Active Directory Azure AD Connect, and let me show you the users which are available. The synchronized user are available are associated with on Microsoft.com. So let me the process not running, service is not running. This is the common issue. You just need to open services.msc. In the services.msc, you need to open it and type Windows. Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the panel where we need to synchronize our AD user manually. This is the manual method, although we can also execute the command of delta sync. With the help of delta sync, we can synchronize it. But before that, you must need to open your AD panel, go to the users properties that we created, data, account, or you can also select all user at the same time. Right click, where is our local administrator. So no need to select local administrator. Right click, go to the properties. In the properties, select account. In the account, you pin suffix, change it. Make it dot in. As it is for GCP user, double click, go to the account. You pin suffix, make it dot in because the dot in based domain available on portal. Everything is okay. Cancel it. Click custom synchronization option. Next, provide the password for your global administrator account. Demo is a type of global administrator. Everything is okay. No need to do anything. Click next, 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 and wait for a few more minutes. Configure.
So what is the roadmap of this session? I mean, like, what all are we covering on this?
Uh, Actually, we are following the roadmap of our AG140, the Microsoft blueprint.
Okay.
If we talk about the content, networking, whole services related to the networking, storage, AVD host pool, intra ID, and backup, restore, monitoring, all the part. I'll share you the content. No worry about it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Configuration completed. Back to our Azure AD portal and refresh the page. You should wait for 3 to 4 minutes, and all the users are associated with on Microsoft.com, but we must need to access it using .in. Refresh, refresh, refresh. All good.
Yep.
GCP.NET, Tata.NET, Telnet.NET. Everything is okay. Back to the AVD. And in our AVD environment, what you need to do, you just need to select Telnet. We use Telnet as a enterprise. Telnet at teachmecloud.in and provide the password. Confirm your password. Do you want to specify domain? Yes. Teachmecloud.in. This is the local user ID and password. So local user, I wanted to proceed with name of web and provide password as per your requirement. No need to do anything. Click next to workspace. Yes, I wanted to add the workspace. Create demo work. Click OK, next, and review and create. It will take up to 12 to 15 minutes, right? In the creation of a VD host pool, you know that we have to wait up to 15 minutes.
Okay.
So, is it possible meanwhile, can I show you the setup or we'll discuss it later on?
Uh, 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 uh. This is your means personal setup, not official, right?
Yeah, it's a kind of official setup only. What I
No,
have learned from the videos and I did it
no. You did it for self or you did it for client?
for client.
No. So we can connect separately.
Okay, sir.
Try to understand about the security.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, it is in progress. It will take time up to 10 to 15 minutes. So let's take a small break, 10-minute break, and then we'll connect again. Is that
Sure.
okay?
Yeah. Manjit, in the meantime, do you want me to send you the uh, content what he was actually requesting, the roadmap one?
I'll share.
Okay.
Fine. So we'll connect in next 10 minutes. We will resume our session in next 10 minutes. Okay.
Sure.
Thank
We'll
you.
join you. Thank you.
Chemical class would be going on like till what up?
Now it's 1:18. So we'll connect at 1:30.
No, no, sir. Till what time the class is going on? Like till how many?
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
Okay. All right.
All right. See you guys.
Everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay,
Yep.
so unfortunately, our domain join error, we are getting the domain join error, means everything is okay, but your domain controller is unable to convert the virtual machines that you are going to create in our AVD host pool. We are unable to convert it from workgroup to domain. That's why it gave us error related to the domain join. So we are responsible to troubleshoot it. Open the part, open the error detail and see host 0 domain join error, right? You just need to click on the error detail. VM has reported to failure when processing extension join domain. All good, but unfortunately our virtual machine is unable to join the domain. So in this case, we must need to go through the all option, like you need to check the prefer and alternate DNS, open virtual machine, select network 192.168.1.4, and let me identify the preferred DNS and alternate DNS must be same 1.4 and 8.8.8, and click on our domain controller, means the Azure AD panel. Select users. We are able to find all the users that we synchronize, and I wanted to open telnet because I think I did mistake regarding the password. So let me understand about the password. Let me identify the password. Okay, fine. So the basic password that I used. Back to our domain controller on premises AD. Open server manager dashboard. Active Directory user and computers. Select telnet. Member of. Yes. We assign all the information to this particular user. Fine. So let me try to create it again one more time.
Okay, so we have to completely delete it. We can't just rerun it.
Right.
Okay.
We are able to rerun it, but for this particular task, you need to understand about the ARM template. So once we complete the part of ARM template, then we are able to edit the existing setting.
Okay.
But for now, need to delete all the component of AVD.
Sir, one quick question. The thing is,
Please.
what when we have created the domain tech teachmecloud.in, in
Hmm.
that domain there would be yielding two subnets. One is like something 192.168.0.1 and 0.2, I believe.
0.1, 0.2, sorry.
I mean, like when you go to the teachmecloud.in domain, what you have
Mm-hmm.
created,
Mm-hmm.
from there, if you could see, there are two subnet on the properties.
This is AVD VNet, and in the AVD VNet, this is the address space basically /25, right?
No, the DNS server, sir.
No, it's 8.8.8. Okay, let me check. 1.4, 192.168.1.4 and it's 8.8.8 global address. Fine. Same, we need to check with virtual machine. Fine. 192.168.1.4 and 8.8.8. ठीक है.
I'm talking about the domain, sir.
Domain means, sorry, which domain? This is our domain machine.
No, no, no. The domain we have created, I believe.
In the virtual machine you're talking?
And the Azure portal.
Where? In this particular panel, this is AD, Azure AD,
You
and
go
this
to
one is our virtual machine. This is domain.
no, no.
Where? Can you please guide me?
If you go to the domain, not here, sir, in the azure.portal.com homepage. Yeah. Just search for domain services, domain names. Yes.
Yep.
The teachmecloud.in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, how can we see the properties of this, sir?
This is the property.
Okay. I think I'm mistaking. All right, sir, you can continue.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you.
Fine. So I'm going to create new host pool again. AVD class. Workspace name is test.
Can we place the virtual machine name to start with demo VM? So whenever it takes, it'll take VM1, VM2, and all that, or VM.
So also add instead of one VM, can we add two VM? Just wanted to have a question also on the later one. Yes, sir.
Fine. We can add two virtual machine.
The domain to join is .net or .in?
The domain controller we established
Oh,
.net
it's .net. Yes, yes,
and
yes.
custom UPN suffix .in.
Correct, correct, sir.
I reckon that's where we made a mistake. We in before for the host pool domain to join, we might have actually put it as .in.
.in, I think, yes.
Yes.
So this virtual machine administrator account is used to install any local application on the same?
Sorry, can you please repeat again?
The virtual administrator account, what you have created, is it for the local application to get installed on that VM?
All rights, yes. You have a full rights if you are going to use this user account to log in your portal. Then you have full right. You can install application or remove application. You can do anything.
Okay, sir. So what is that default application gateway, or what is that?
Default gateway come into the picture that help us to assign the IP address, our network, internet access to all the virtual machines. Without gateway, we cannot access our virtual machines. We cannot use the internet on VM.
Oh, okay. So anyway, the same rule can be also applied through the firewall if we create and
Right,
creating booking.
right. You always use the same address where you want to set up the gateway address.
So how many class sessions are included on this uh, virtual ladies?
Sorry. You're talking about the total class required?
Yes, sir.
Uh, because we are planning to schedule 1 or 2 session in the weekdays as well. So we'll try to finish all the content in 1.5 month.
Okay, okay. So after completing this, we'll be able to give the exam for AZ 140.
If you have a much experience in practical, if you are going to perform all the tasks with practical, then definitely you can clear the exam.
Okay, sir.
I believe they've actually made the Easy 140, the specialty course, on an yearly basis renewal, I reckon. Now,
Yeah, now each and every Microsoft certificate you
Correct.
need to renew. No need to pay any amount. You just need to give only for 10 different answer, 10 different question it will ask you. And if you give the correct answer, then definitely you are able to renew your account, renew your certificate.
okay.
Actually, for us, sir, it was completely free for us. Any certification would be free.
For you,
Yeah, when actually I left Microsoft recently,
okay, great.
but I was not into this domain, sir.
You're managing another product, right? Another
Uh,
Microsoft product.
I was more into offset.
Okay,
This was actually a requirement for my client. So that's the reason I joined up to learn all those things.
fine, no problem. We'll share some project detail that I did recently. So last to last week, I did 2 projects based on AVD.
I mean, the whole infrastructure stand up with those securities and policies, everything.
Yes, backup security policy, auto scaling, basic of troubleshooting, all the part.
So generally, sir, whenever we create a VM, and if a person is like working from 9 to 5, after that 5 o'clock, the system should get auto shutdown. So that
Correct.
is basically kind of like we do a script, and also we follow the pay as you go options in order for the cost cutting, right?
Correct, correct, correct. So in the normal GUI option is also available in the virtual machines property. You just need to select the auto shutdown option, and your virtual machine will automatically shut down.
So will you be sharing the projects with us?
Sorry,
Will you be sharing the project with us?
I'll share you the project. Sure.
Yeah, probably an auto shutdown won't be an option for my particular project. So, but it's good to know for me.
It is in progress. We must need to wait for a few more minutes. Once our ABD is ready to use, we'll discuss about the components which are involved in our ABD, right?
Sure.
So by default, when we are taking the image from the marketplace, does this global admin adds up account called as ADDSC admin, something like this? It's a default
You're talking about the user will automatically added or service?
user,
User in our virtual machine, right?
right?
No, in case of if you are going to add like as a RSAT service, then the user automatically created.
Okay.
Okay, now our AVD host pool is ready to use. Open our AVD host pool and click on host. Demo VM that we created. And in the demo VM, how many virtual machines are available? Two,
Two.
right? One is connected, means ready to connect, and another is, I think maybe it is in shutdown or maybe it is in progress. So you need to open the virtual machine part and select your virtual machine which is unavailable, right? So you just need to select it which is running but unavailable. Maybe it will take time.
So health statements, the AVD agent is getting upgraded on the same.
Right, 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 right.
So now the thing is what when I'm getting into the session host
Mhm.
workspace, the two VMs are not getting displayed, other than one only it is getting displayed.
Whenever you access your virtual machine, right?
Right.
Fine. So see, the number of virtual machines you can find only in the property of AVD host pool, right? But if
Right.
you want to check it, how it's look like, back to the virtual machine panel and refresh the page. Here you can find all the virtual machines detail.
No, sir, here it is correct. But
Hmm.
whenever, like, for example, when we go to this, one second, the client.wvd.microsoft.com.
Whenever you try to access your virtual machine, you mean to say, right?
Yes, yes. When we
No,
access
so
from
no,
client.
no, it will not give you any kind of virtual machine detail.
It is
As we
showing.
discussed, it will give you the access of your workspace. This is not
Yes.
virtual machine. Let me give you
So in the work,
client,
should give to session desktop, right?
right?
But for me, it is actually not showing. Sir, I can help you with.
Let's try it a different way. aka.ms slash avd web client
I have pasted in the chat also.
dot ms slash avd web client. Avd web should do there.
Hmm. Okay, so I don't think we have assigned any user to access our virtual machine now. So you need to also assign the users. Open your AVD host pool. Go to the application group, open demo. Go to the assignments. Under the assignment,
Before you assign, just a very quick question there. So,
please.
are you assigning users to there,
Yep.
or are you assigning users directly to the virtual machine?
Yeah, that no, no, no. I'm going to assign to the group only.
Okay, yeah.
Add. Let me assign talent and GCP. Now let's try to access it. This is session host, not type of virtual machine. This is workspace and this is the session.
Yes, sir. So in this session desktop, the two virtual machines which are running, it should get displayed, right?
No, it will directly allow you to access your virtual machine's RDP.
So, but which RDP it is going to access the VM?
The both
One.
virtual, no. Both virtual machines are available in cluster.
So
Uh-huh.
whichever the one which is available will be picked up by the AVD.
No, we cannot recognize.
Yeah. So it can randomly pick any.
Exactly.
And so what if we want to RDP into a specific VM?
Only in case of our what we can say that the second method, personal, you need to create personal pool.
Okay. So in this session desktop, it will show two VMs then.
Right.
Okay. Okay. But multi-session will be available for two VMs, sir.
In personal, we are assigning the dedicated, the multi session applicable for the kind of pooled session.
Okay. Okay.
Both are not connected, so you just need to open virtual machines properties. Unfortunately, both the VM are shut down. You need to restart it.
So the health state are shut down, sir. Power state is on.
You need to activate the health state as well.
Health state is actually the AVD agents, correct?
Right. The agents which is are involved in this particular machine.
Yep, both are currently available. Looks more promising.
And the virtual machine that we created with the help of golden image, I think, right?
Yes,
And in the golden image, while creating the golden image, we already installed Google Chrome and VLC Media Player, I think.
yes, we did.
So we need to get it both the options on our machine, right? We are able to
Yep.
find Chrome and VLC Media Player, the manual that we installed before set up our AVD host pool environment, I think, right?
Yes.
So all good about the concept.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt, any question, please?
So yesterday you created this golden image.
I'm sharing the recording of last session with you as well, that you can just go through. And if you feel like you are unable to understand any point, we'll connect again and discuss about it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, everyone. So please try to set up your on free trial account and also start your practical.
Yep.
And parallelly, we can perform the practical to each other.
Sure.
Done, guys. I'll share you the recording in next 1 hour because I need to convert it and upload on Google Drive. So it will take up to 1 hour.
Sure.
Sure, sir. So you're going
Oh,
to share me those roadmap as well.
I'll do that. Yes.
Yep.
So can
And
we
Manjit,
connect over? Sorry, but
no, no. I was just gonna tell him to Manjit, would you be able to just add me to that? Invite me in your teams.
I'm going to
Add
that.
me as a guest. Yeah.
Yes, sure. I'm going to add. Please send your email ID. I'm going to send you the invite, and you can connect on daily basis, like according to the class schedule.
Yeah.
Fine.
So can,
You need to send me your email ID on WhatsApp that I can add you.
yes, sir.
Oh,
So can I call you after this call?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Brian. Thank you so much. We'll connect in next session.
thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
everyone. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, everyone.